realize I probably filmed the majority of my last videos vertical instead of horizontal. I want them to be horizontal. So anyways, I look god awful. But it is only the 9th day of February, and that was already a lot of boxes in the last video. I took up like, what, 10 minutes? It's terrible. So here I am, again, going through more boxes. The goal is the storage unit gets billed on the 15th. So before the 15th, I want to at least get into a smaller unit somewhere closer. So the goal is to go through as many boxes as I can, get them all down, like either put away or donated or whatever, and then whatever is left, if it can't go to my sister's now because it'll end up there, put it in a smaller storage unit that's going to cost like a fraction of the unit that we had, because it was a 10 by 10. It was almost $300 a month. It's so expensive to have stuff. It doesn't just take time and energy away from you to try to maintain the stuff, keep track of the stuff, either use the stuff or try to get rid of the stuff, but it also takes financial burden to keep it. So aside from the 3 dumpsters we dumped from my old house, and the whole year before me trying to get rid of stuff in the yard, it started with a yard sale, then it was like, just take the stuff, and then it was like, please, garbage men, take the stuff. You know, it's like the stuff you have does not have as much value as you think. So I'm thinking this might end up being 3 parts in February, but here's our next box. Do we like time lapses or just before and afters? Let's do both. So that was a time lapse of me going through that one box full of a bunch of sentimental items. So I either couldn't deal with it because it's not mine, or I'm not in a space to do the emotional stuff yet. So did a pre-sort. That's the thing I like about pre-sorts, because I go back and I resort everything. Like all my son's desk stuff, like crayons, markers, things I found broken, zip bags, so got rid of that. Getting rid of the garbage was easy. Whole thing. I now have to clean this green rolly rack, so that way I can put all the books that I keep finding in it. I don't have any space or strong walls for bookshelves, so the rolly rack is what we're going to do with right now. And I gave a bunch of stuff to my hubby to hang up in the hallway wall to make like a gallery wall like I have behind my desk. Because it is a bunch of like art and photos that my mom had that I do like. I remember from my childhood, good memories. I want that. And we have a very long hallway, very plain wall, so we're going to put some things up there. And I'm going to keep going with the boxes I brought home after I clean the rolly rack. Okay, so I opened this box. It was wine cabinet stuff. I'm keeping the tongs, my dad's Harvey Bristol cream glasses. This set of wine glasses because there's a full set of 8. And I had a couple other random ones. Like I had one champagne flute, these guys, a big wine glass, and then 2 smaller wine glasses. And I'm like, it's not part of the set. Don't want it. Another box full of random stuff. I'm not going to do a time lapse with this one. Just before, middle, and after. So it's now the 10th of February. I emptied out a box and I had it all over my bed, and then I had to go to sleep after work. So I dumped everything in here, and I either have to sort it into my pre-sort or I have to trash or donate it. So that's what I'm doing right now. For instance, this toolbox, keeping all the tools, getting rid of the box. Yep. Next video of this box, which is all this stuff. So between the last box and this box, I'll show you how much garbage there was. So the majority of the box were these bigger stuffed animals, so they're all going to get cleaned and then put away. And then the rest of the stuff I'm keeping is this. And then this is all the garbage between that last box and this box. There's actually more in there than you think, but it was like all small. So I got to tear up that box and be done with it. Okay, so the next few bins I have to do are these Sterilite stackable bins. I have a couple. There's 2 different designs. They're majorly already organized because they were like my son's toy bins, and I did label them. I'm going to put a new label on them, and I'm going to give them a quick scrub down before they go where they're supposed to. It's still the 10th, and before I get the boys from school, because they have a half day today. Why? I don't know. It's the middle of February. They don't need a half day. Gotta go through all this stuff. I have a feeling a lot of this is going to get donated. We'll see. Okay, so this is probably my first bin of, or paper clutter. I need to be ruthless. So I didn't remove a lot from this bin, but I reorganized it so it's going to be easier for me, like scan and then shred, because that's what I got to do first. And then I got this box full of blankets. I didn't realize how many blankets we still have. Dear Lord. So I had a Starbucks box full of manuals. I threw a lot of them out because we definitely don't have those appliances and things. But there's a few here that I'm just going to scan into the computer so I at least have a digital copy, and then I'm going to toss them because there's no way. Honestly, I really don't think we're ever going to look back at these manuals, but just in case. Okay, so a little hack for my brain when I'm decluttering these storage boxes and essentially forces me to make a decision or put something away is I tear up the box that's in, especially if it's in a really cruddy condition, like all the handles ripped off. I tear up the box and I throw it away. I only keep a couple of solid boxes to use as donation boxes. And so I only keep a few of those. And once those are full, they go outside onto the porch to wait for a pickup. But this forces me to actually go through it and make decisions because there's no box to hide it back into. So a quick little update. It's now February 19th, I think. So we emptied out our storage unit in New Windsor because that was costing us like $275 a month easily. And we brought it to a storage unit that's much closer to us, literally like 5 minutes up the road. So now I don't have that distance and the fact that it's constantly out of my way to get to as an excuse to go through the stuff. Now, the majority of stuff I've already been through, and there's actually not much in that storage unit. So we're going to keep plowing ahead and getting rid of the stuff there. But at the same time, I need to start helping my sister empty out her house because some of the stuff that's over there is supposed to be at her house. So springtime is going to be a lot of moving and more decluttering on a larger scale. But right now, for the end of February, I'm just going to try to get through some piles, some more boxes, see how much more empty I can get that unit. So that's it for part 2.